and it is another scorcher out here today. The guitar Goomba Lucky out here again, and last time I told you that this time I would show you how to make a fret rocker, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, a fret rocker is a device that you use to check all of your frets for level to each other, not level to the fretboard. We'll get more into that when we do the setup on the actual guitar. So you can make a fret rocker out of any rigid, dimensionally stable material you happen to have laying around. Seriously, if you're a pack rat like me, this tool will cost you $0. Now today, I'll be making mine out of this leftover piece of Kydex that I've got laying around. But I also have some scrap aluminum plate, which would work just fine too. In fact, you could even use dimensionally stable wood if it's, you're just getting started and it's all you have. But I would not recommend wood for a long-term solution because it's not dimensionally stable. Now you can use anything that will cut the material that you're making your fret rocker out of to make your fret rocker. Jigsaw is a personal favorite of mine, but since I'm making mine out of Kydex, I'm going to use a metal straight edge and a razor knife with a brand new blade because plastic cuts pretty easy. So you can measure your fretboard and all the spacing between each of your frets. You can go online and use a fret spacing guide online to figure out the size and shape of your fret rocker, or you can just do like me and totally cheat. I went online and I found this description of a Cosmon fret rocker. It's a 5-sided fret rocker, and it had the measurements on it. And it was on a web, the page looked like this. Now this, I used my copier and I enlarged it 122% to make it actual size. Because as it printed out originally, it wasn't actual size. Now, as you can see, this is metric. So if you look right there, you can see that it's in millimeters, which is why you should get you a tape measure that measures in inches and centimeters. That way, you can measure stuff like this, and 10 centimeters equals 100 millimeters, and that is our size here. So, rock on. Now, after I made this proper size, I used scissors, cut it out, then I taped it to my Kydex. Now there's a couple other tools that you're going to need when you get into doing necks and stuff like that, and that is fret guards and a fret crowning file. Now these I bought because this crowning file is something that I would not be able to make myself, and it was just crazy cheap. It was like less than $5. I think I paid $4.98 for it on eBay. That might be because it's bent a little bit, but I can straighten that out and work with it. Now these covers, you've got a wider one and a more narrow one for your top frets and your higher frets. I paid 94 cents for this pair, so literally cheaper than making it. Because, yeah, you can make it for free using an old aluminum can, but you're probably going to cut yourself and it's going to take a fair amount of time, and no thanks. Now, I'm going to use my piece of scrap aluminum here, and I'm going to set my Kydex on that. Now, when you're cutting materials like this using a straight edge, what you want to do is bring your straight edge right up to the edge of your material. Now I just used standard Scotch tape to tape this on there. Now, when you're doing your knife, you want to keep your blade tilted slightly into your straight edge. That way, as you're making your cut, your blade won't wander off, and you want to press really, really hard on this so that you are press really, really hard on your straight edge so that it's not moving. Now, you're not trying to cut all the way through the entire sheet of Kydex in one go. You want to take passes at it, cutting a little bit deeper each time. As you can see, we've got a decent little cut there, but it's going to take considerable more time to get all the way through this. So let's go ahead and speed things up. All right, folks, well, the best laid plans of mice and men and all that, you can get through this, through the Kydex with the razor knife. It's just taking too long. So I'm going to whip out the old jigsaw and give it what for. Now you can see how much faster that is with the jigsaw. Now, on this edge, because I hadn't previously scored it, I cut a bit proud. Now I'm going to go back and trim that up. Okay. Now a little bit of sanding to straighten that up, and we have our perfect little fret rocker. So that's it for this tutorial. I'm going to go off camera and sand this down. And there we go. Quick little rub down with some sandpaper, and we have our beautiful little fret rocker. Now, if you notice if you buy a commercial fret rocker, and you can buy one for less than $5. I'll put an Amazon link in the description to a really inexpensive one made out of metal. It's not going to be the same one because this fret rocker from the company that sells it, Cosmon, it's $55 or 55 euros. Now it's $55. So rather pricey. Of course, that's also made out of stainless steel. Mine's made out of Kydex. A little bit of a difference there. Now, if you want to be able to hang this on a wall or something like that, you can just drill a hole through it. Bada bing, bada bang, good to go. Me, I'm going to store mine in a tool chest, so no hole for me. Now, I'll also have a link for a crowning file, and what that is that has a nice rounded edge in it with file bits, so that after you level your frets, you take this and you run it over it and it re-crowns them to make them round again. So that's important. So I'll have a link to a pair of fret guards, but I got these on eBay. So that may be cheaper than on Amazon, but I will search Amazon, I'll find the cheapest of these that look to be decent, and I'll put a link in the description. Now, if it's more than 94 cents, then I'd recommend going to eBay and look for these, because literally the 94 cents is what I paid for them. So that's it. Just, need a tool, make a tool, like Alex Steele always says. Need a tool, make a tool. And I like that. I mean, sure, I bought these for 94 cents and I could have made them myself, but when I factor in my time to make them, less than $1 is cheaper than my time is worth. So it was, and I got free shipping too. So it was literally 94 cents delivered to my house. You just can't beat that. Now, Kydex, if you're not looking for gigantic pieces, you can find it super cheap. Or if you know anybody who makes holsters, then they probably have some cast-off bits, and this part is only, let's see, at its widest part, it's like 110 millimeters, which in inches, because, you know, it's America, is less than 4.5 inches. So less than 4.5 inches by just over 2 inches. So if you had 2.25 by 4.5, that's plenty enough material to make this. And again, you can make it out of steel, plastic, acrylic, Kydex like this, aluminum, you know, even dimensionally stable plywood. Again, I wouldn't use that for a long-term solution, but it'll get you started. And you go online and you can find a representation of the fret rocker with the measurements. And like I say, with my particular printer, when I printed this up, I had to enlarge it to 122% in order for it to be actual life size, you know, 1-to-1 scale. And that was easy. So next time, I'm going to let the next video be a little bit of a surprise for you. That'll come out on Friday. But just wanted to let you know what all we have coming up. The next build kit is already on site. I've had it for more than a week. It is just itching to go. And when I announce the winner of our current giveaway guitar, I will do the unboxing and review of that kit. Again, need 1,000 subscribers to live stream that, I think. And we get that. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we also have the wireless instrument transmitter receiver combo giveaways that I'm going to do. So a lot of things coming up for 1,000 subscribers. Next time, I'll go ahead and tell you. Stand by. I've been cooking the lacquer on our giveaway Telecaster here, out in the sun, alternating from putting it out in the sun, putting it in the air conditioning so it can heat and cool and heat and cool to help cure it. It's ready. So our next video, we're going to sand and polish our giveaway guitar. Then, after that, we're going to be ready to start setting it up and assembling it. Giveaway's getting close, folks. So, don't forget to follow @GuitarGoomba, one word, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for behind-the-scenes pics and things like that. I'm not exceptionally good at posting stuff every day to those mediums yet, but I'm trying. As I have more stuff going on, more things will be getting done, and it'll be fun. So until next time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out the first video in the build series if you haven't already. Check out the previous video in the build series if you haven't already. Then to enter to win the guitar, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment below. Full rules for the contest are in the description. So every time you leave a comment on a video, you get 1 entry for that particular video. There's a maximum limit of 1 entry per video that a subscriber has commented to. So that's it. Till next time, this is your Guitar Goomba Lucky saying, keep rocking.